Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to invite to the stage a leader who has played a defining role in shaping India's modern insurance landscape. Our chief guest today, widely known as the Insurance Man of India, Dr. Tapan Singhel, is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bajaj General Insurance Limited, one of India's largest and most trusted private general insurers. With over 3 decades of experience in the insurance industry, including more than 24 years with Bajaj General Insurance and over 14 years as its MD and CEO, he has led the organization to remarkable scale, innovation and customer trust. Beyond corporate leadership, Dr. Singhel holds several influential positions shaping the future of India's financial ecosystem. He is the chairman of the General Insurance Council, chairman of the CII National Committee on Insurance and Pensions, a member of the Insurance Advisory Committee of IRDAI, and a member of the Pension Advisory Committee of PFRDA. He is also the founding director of Bima Sugam, a board member of the Institute of Insurance and Risk Management, and serves on the Governors Council of the World Economic Forum. A scientist by education and an insurer by passion, he has been a pioneer of several industry-first innovations, from bank assurance and digital sales offices to cyber insurance and India's first surety bond insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a very warm and a very enthusiastic welcome to our chief guest, the Insurance Man of India, Dr. Tapan Singhel.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to all my friends here. And I'm so happy to be in Vizag. I've come here after about 20 years. In fact, I remember 20 years back, I spoke in Geetam itself. I addressed the students here. It's been such an amazing journey to be here. And so happy to meet so many of our friends and a person whom I like and admire a lot, Mr. Prabhu Kishore, and then Avilish Shiva, Kalyan, everybody here. Okay, as an insurer, we are used to seeing risks, So when we talk about it, let's talk about risks. Because my belief is that if you want to be an innovator or an entrepreneur, there are two basic qualities that you should be having because that's what builds up. One is a high level of empathy. You should feel the pain of whatever you see, a high level of empathy. And second, a problem which you feel for, That is where innovation, entrepreneurship starts building up. So let's talk about some problem that we are going to face, which we don't talk about. I remember 7 years back, I was predicting there will be wars in the world. At that time, people were not believing that. And now you see it happening all across. And why was I predicting that? Because what I had seen was the world for a long period of time had not seen any turbulence. And the world leaders of today, they had not seen the horrors of war. In a war, whichever side may win, but the horrors are pretty bad, And in that circumstances, when you had a long period of peace, no horrors of war, and yet global leaders who were very alpha in their thinking, it was a set positioning for skirmishes to happen, wars to happen. My next prediction, which I do, is that the world will see a lot of civil unrest. Now let me talk about this, because though I predicted this about 1.5, 2 years back, and my time frame for it was 5 to 6 years, and even India would see that. Let's talk about the risk, why I mentioned that the world would be seeing a lot of civil unrest coming together. I think by now, most of us have been reading about a lot of this tech CEOs and giants speak about at least 50% white-collar jobs would be lost in about, some say 6 months, some say 3 years. But when I speak to in fact, my friend Shailendra also, I spoke to him yesterday while we were in a flight together. He's also convinced that there will be massive job losses. Interesting. So a lot of us hear about it, and before me, I heard the president and the past president speak about creation of jobs, and the industry cannot sustain so many employment requirement of 1 crore youth getting generated. But it's reverse. Forget about the new employment generation. Right now, the circumstances are pointing towards that the existing employment will also be at risk. And I've yet to meet somebody who would say this is not true. Anybody I speak to, they all agree to this fact that the existing job will be at risk. Now that's a point. Now imagine this, 1 crore youth in India is coming ready to get jobs, and then a youth in an Indian environment which has done well for the past two and a half decades in terms of wealth generation. No? If you look at our country, and I said when I came to Vizag 24 years back to set up my office here, it was a small town, one hotel, very quiet, peaceful, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, anywhere I could go. We set up an office here and it was vibrant. Today I see Vizag, amazing. About 2.5 lakh people, that time, no, 25 lakh people, that time it was 6-7 lakh people. No, if I look at the growth in just the sale of vehicles, it's about 7 times what it was. Any business I see in Vizag today, it's multiplied about 600-700% of what it was just about 20 years back. So the country has seen wealth generation happening. The youth which has grown up, it has been an era in which they have not seen difficult times. Most of us, we have kids and they're being around. Now you see, you have wealth generation, you have display of wealth happening through social media, you have youth coming to labor force, and there are no jobs. And this is not only India. And forget about no jobs for them. For people who had jobs, they lose jobs. You have a lot of financial success stories, even my sister company, BFL, good lending, non-secured loans, you buy bigger TV, bigger stuff, a lot of banks, personal loans. Suddenly, if loss of jobs starts happening, you see the systematic negatives that go into society, loan defaults at personal levels, fall in restaurants, hotels, businesses, youth coming in massive number, 1 crore per year, trying to get a job. Entry-level jobs are the first ones to go away because of tech. The build-up happens. Where does civil unrest start from? It starts from the youth. War starts from political leaderships. And civil unrest starts from youth. Look at Bangladesh, look at Nepal, look at African, Kenyan country, wherever, if civil unrest starts from youth. So you have crores of youth, no jobs, social media, display of wealth, community is spreading out, and so civil unrest is coming. This disparity of wealth is a reality. Perfect circumstances where a small catalyst would trigger civil unrest. And this you will see across the globe. The build-up is happening now. Okay, now that is one part of it. Second part we are talking about is Viksit Bharat, Swarn, Andhra Pradesh. Now, the next prediction, and because you all tech people here, is earlier when we set up companies, we spoke of employment generation. Let's say if when we built this company, 24 years, so we provide employment to millions of people. That is how companies would get created. Companies meant employment generation, a lot of people to build it. In fact, I was talking to Mr. Prabhu Kishore. He has about 26,000 employees himself. So building companies meant you generate employees. I'm sure you have heard about the company MacroHeart. Anybody not heard about MacroHeart here? Elon Musk company, he set this company up. If not, you can Google it, whatever, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever. You have so many tools to be used today. MacroHeart was set up by Elon Musk. And macro is reverse of micro, and heart is reverse of soft. So he was taking on Microsoft. He said, I'll create a company more powerful than Microsoft, and with how many employees? 0 employees. And you know how many people Microsoft hires? Close to 270,000 people. Now when Elon Musk says something, it looks atrocious, but mostly he's proven it and taken it to. So you have this company already created, which says, I'll create a company which takes on Microsoft with 0 people. Okay, that's fine. That is software. Look at tech companies. In China, you have this car manufacturer, EV car manufacturer, which has 0 employees. The night, the dark factory, as they call it. Yeah, you already know it. In China, in Chennai itself, now you have a factory which is this dark factory, which has 0 employees. Coming here. So now when you do businesses as entrepreneurs, it is no more about first number of people required to create businesses. And we heard about unicorns. The next prediction which is there, that you'll have single people unicorn coming in. One person has the potential to build a unicorn. Now, as entrepreneurs, when you're thinking of talent, you're thinking of people, I think the era of thinking of a lot of people put together to create companies is gone. Just a couple of you can create massive companies. No. Now, when you had to create massive companies, you require infrastructure, people, place, you require tier 1, tier 2, the big towns and cities. So when we're talking of Vizag resurgence as a tier 2, tier 3, the prediction is it is no more about Vizag, about Delhi, about Mumbai. Any place, even a village in India, a bright young person who has empathy and has a problem to be solved, the tools are with him or her now. It's getting, the knowledge base is no more about people who studied in best colleges and schools are the only ones understanding knowledge. Now that has gone on at every level. Anybody who has got access and curiosity, he or she would have equal knowledge to anyone who has studied anywhere in the world. That has got democratized. So knowledge is no more power. And that person can actually build a company which can create great wealth. And that can happen anywhere in the world. Knowledge is no more power. You see the world in the next 2-3 days, all our beliefs of the way we see our business, all our beliefs of the way we saw society, all our beliefs of the way we saw of creating companies is going to be demolished at a very fast pace. The human brain is very, very interesting. It refuses to see risk. I'm in the business of insurance. So most of you sitting here, if I ask you what insurance you have, very few can actually stand up and say, Tapan, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm fully covered. I can guarantee you. When I ask a room full of insurers, I can guarantee that they will not be covered adequately, because we don't see risks. When risks are so strong, and the way business is going to happen is going to shift so dramatically, and the way we look at businesses, entrepreneurship, the environment for entrepreneurship, the environment for funding, and startups and VCs is going to be hit. And hit not in a decade or 2 decades' time, in a very, very short period of time. When this hit happens, it's also an opportunity. And the excitement for a country like India is huge. And that is when one family, one IT tech guy from Andhra is actually now the biggest resource that the state has created for itself. It is not a liability. So that one entrepreneur is going to happen not because by design. It will happen because there is no other alternate. For survival, because you don't get jobs, you have to become a job creator now. Now the environment, the college, the education system that we have is still for people to be able to get jobs. It is not for people to create jobs. The whole ecosystem. I was the president of Indo-German Chambers in 2014, and I look at a country like Germany, a small village, if they set up a factory there, they could, and they have, in 10 years' time, gone global. So let us say, if some of you setting up your unit in Vizag, do you have the ambition that in 10 years' time you'll be a global company? No? We don't think. Even the biggest industrialist in India is still very happy being in India. Their ambition of being global is very, very low. Now we see some companies going global in the past 6-7 years. For many, many years, for decades together, I've not seen Indians think, nor does the ecosystem support that. So when I heard about TiE and your ecosystem and the creation you have globally, one of my requests to TiE would be, set up the ecosystem that if a person in any part of India, even from a village of India, sets up a company and wants to go global, your ecosystem should be such that the person can dream, aspire, and become global in about 7-8 years' time and be there. If that is not being done, then these associations are just good talks. You have to have a clear plan, and that is how it should be done. I've seen that. Faber-Castell. I've been to these factories in Germany because as chairperson, I'd be welcome to the mayor in this town. I would see in a village they set up this factory, and they're global companies. They're unbelievable. Siemens, Bayer, Bosch, all these big names that you hear. Most, like if you look at Bosch, it's still a trust kind of NGO, which runs it from small place, and they're such powerful companies. If we don't have that kind of vision, unfortunately, our infrastructure from the government does not support that. So a TiE institution like this, chambers should be able to accomplish that feature and put that together. Now let me just sum it up. Since we have less time, I can go on and on about these topics. They are my favorite ones. If you sum it up, for the future of India for tomorrow, it's in people like you who are going to decide that. The creation of entrepreneurs It is about ideas, about the ecosystem of giving that boost to people, of being able to solve issues which affect at a hyper pace and turn it around. The education system, universities, colleges, what we think of businesses, all that if we don't transform at a massive pace in a couple of years' time, India will see massive unrest and social issues. No, be prepared for that. Time is already running out, very short time, and TiE, I feel, can play a big role in getting this. Thank you so much for your patience time. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Singhel, for that inspiring and insightful keynote. Some very deep and relevant issues that you noted there, and your prediction that everything we know so far is going to change. I think we are almost already seeing the change around us very, very rapidly. And you're right, that change is going to be huge. It's also going to be about survival, but it's also going to be about how that survival creates jobs, a very new opportunity that might arise. Your point about TiE ecosystem's aspirations, yes, we very much resonate with that. We hope that our TiE ecosystem's aspirations are what you set out. Become a supporter to any and all entrepreneurs, especially those who may not already have it, but then who may need access. Thank you, sir, and I hope that serves us as a guiding light as well. Now, can I please request Kalyan Mupaneni, President TiE Vizag, to present Dr. Singhel with a token of our appreciation.